Hey, this is Individual Perspective Podcast. I am your host, Daris D. McKinney, and happy post Thanksgiving Day. Okay, yeah, I went to the Lions game for Thanksgiving, and I wanted to kind of share that with you guys, a little glimpse of it and everything like that. It was a great treat for family and from family and everything like that. I really appreciate it. And it just kind of gave me a bird's eye view on just pushing the envelope and just pushing it. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to kind of set our agenda for our channels and everything. I'm really having a hard time because the last time I was on here, I did an episode with The View, the ladies at The View and ABC and Disney. They did a claim on the content, which every single podcast and media apparatus was using the same clips that I was using. The only difference is I was a little belligerent. I was profane. I was so pissed at those decrepit women and everything, and I lunched up on them, and they kind of just spanking my hand for it. Okay, so, but they blocked the episode, so it's such a good episode, so I gotta put it on Rumble in order for you guys to ever see that it exists and everything. I told myself I'm just gonna come on here and play it and kind of narrate it and commentate it and everything like that to find a way for it to be able to live on YouTube. But that's a problem that I didn't. That's why if you go over to Rumble, the Individual Perspective Podcast over at Rumble, you'll see that I got hundreds of hours. We got 3 channels over there: Individual Perspective Moments, Individual Perspective Nighttime Perspective, and you got the Individual Perspective Podcast, and we got Individual Perspective Clips that we have over there. So there's so much, hundreds of hours of content that I have on there, that platform. But I felt that the audience is really over in Google and YouTube, so I needed to come over here to even attract the audience and to fight for our audience over here. But I'm having a little hard time getting through the algorithm and everything like that. So I told myself, you just can't even worry about that. The reason why I wanted to do Individual Perspective is because I'm watching great news outlets, like the only outlet that the people really have, because they're so conservative and they're so liberal, they have so much confliction to what's the truth is, because there's so much bullshit stuff going on, and I'm trying not to cuss and everything, but it's so much messiness in communication that we just don't know what the objective truth is. And the closest that you're going to see the objective truth is on Fox News. But Fox News has compromised itself so much because they so beholden to military generals and all that stuff like that, that they allow for military and our government's opinion of the Ukraine and Russia war to get so diluted inside of how they deliver the news to us that we can't even see what the truth is anymore. You know what I mean? We don't have any reference of what the truth is because it's so skewed to what our military or our veterans favor and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And wipe it off the camera because, I don't know if it was a sticker on there or some kind of, maybe like a camera blocker on there or something. And it's kind of giving me a little cloudiness, but that looks better. So sorry about that. So, but that for the last, I'd say the media as a whole, I'm talking about even including Fox News, they did such a disservice since 2015. No matter what, I can show you the data on this. That's why I say, you guys, I am not coming to be a podcaster out of nowhere. I've been doing this stuff since 2008. I got really good body of work in 2015, 2016, 2017. I did a detailed podcast on Life Choice Health and Wealth podcast. It's called Life Choice Health and Wealth. And I did that due to pandemic with my brother, and I call him my brother. I love him so much and I miss him. He died and he passed. His name's Khalil Biddle. We did a show called Life Choice Health and Wealth where we went into the depths of the pandemic and politics and all that stuff, and we did a really good podcast on that stuff. So my communication of my personality, even of an individual perspective persona, is holds up to scrutiny at least in the last 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you guys, I've done the work to hold up to scrutiny. You got to go into Apple Podcasts or Spotify or SoundCloud and look up Individual Perspective, look up Life Choice Health and Wealth, and you'll see my work there. You'll see my communication, and do it hold up to the test of time, and it does. You look at the hundreds of hours I did over at Rumble, look at the hours I've done over here. I know that, maybe I'm not too polished with podcasters and other people on the panel with me and everything like that, but that's where we're going. That's why I need you guys to help us out and support us. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, you gotta see if you guys can contribute to our PayPal, our Apple Cash, our Vimeo. I'll put my Vimeo link in there after I get through doing this. In addition to our Cash App and stuff, we need your help. We need your support. I need your support. I need to bring at least additional person in here to help me out with the different getting content and gathering clips and setting up the different fee. Because the reason why I say our channel's agenda, I put that as the number one headline of this, and I know I'm coming after Thanksgiving and everything like that, but the reason why I put that up there is to show you guys that we have an agenda that we're gonna do. In the mornings, we're gonna from 8 to 12, we're gonna do our True Perspective morning show. At nighttime, we're gonna do our nighttime perspective show. And all through the day, you'll see us do individual moments. Those are actual individual episodes, but they sometimes are only 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something like that. So they're individual perspective moments. And you'll see we do it through the whole day. And that's a lot of content that we got to push, and we got to keep consistently pushing out there. But I need a little extra help and extra hands. And the only way I could do that is I have to have favoritism and favor from our viewers and stuff. So I'm asking you guys, if you can't contribute, please hit that like, hit the subscribe, follow us and everything like that. Do what it takes to kind of support what we're doing here. I'm gonna try to keep up with everything. You got to understand, we have Rumble, we have YouTube, we have TikTok, we have Instagram, and that's a lot for me as an individual person to do, but I'm trying to just be consistent and fight and keep on coming on here to do this for you guys. And that's why, I wanted to show you guys what I was doing over the Thanksgiving holiday and everything, and to start this up and make a promise to you that I'm always coming. We're going to try to keep as close as possible and consistent to our 8 to 12 through the morning and through the night, and then kind of do little clips through the day, throughout the day and everything. And like I said, I'm not here to level you up or talk about leveling up. You can get great podcasters like Devon Burton from Saint and Sinner. It's Marquette Devon Burton. He's a great podcaster, and he kind of chastises and kind of almost have a military approach with leveling you up and getting your mindset to where you need to be to level up. Also, Anton Daniels of AntonDaniels.com. He's another gentleman that does a really good thing. You pay $10 to him per month, and you can go deep into a lot of training, a lot of business advice that he gives you through his Patreon. You don't have to pay for different classes or modules or anything like that. He gives everything to you for the $9.99 or $10 a month, and he gives you a vast amount of knowledge on that. So Anton Daniels at AntonDaniels.com, and he has a YouTube page and all that stuff. These are two great guys, and Marquette Devon Burton, those are two great guys. If you guys want to have a process of leveling up, they give you guys good information, good business sense, good classes, and all that stuff like that. For me, I'm not here for that. I'm here to kind of help you guys understand why I think individually we have done a disservice to ourselves by not being honest and truly objective with ourselves, and have a hunger and passion and impulse on communicating and evaluating things on an objective analysis. You get what I'm saying? Having true objectivity to what we listen to, what we hear, what we see, and to allow that objectivity to be knowledgeable and known to you. And then you utilize that to evaluate yourself and evaluate the interaction and scenarios that you may find yourself in. And the only way that I truly feel that I can kind of advocate for individuality and individual perspective is for me to talk about current events in society and different things that I'm evaluating and the different things that I'm going through to better myself and grow myself and be successful in my filmmaking, because I'm a filmmaker and I do movies and stuff like that. I've done some major work over the last 6 years, and I'm releasing it to Peacock and Tubi and Amazon Prime and all that stuff. And you guys will see it in the coming weeks and everything. I'm working real hard to get it out for you guys during the holidays. But that's a whole nother discussion. But through the process of me coming on talking about politics, sports, or different things that goes on in our pop culture and our society, and evaluating, and the way that I look at it and the way that I analyze it is going to be very brutally objective and has objectivity to it, because I fight for when your truth is the objective truth. It's just what it is, and it's known, it can hold up to scrutiny. No matter who analyzes you, no matter how great the minds are of you in college and Harvard, to politics on a congressional panel, to the court of law, no matter what, your things that go inside your head, the things that you communicate, it holds up to scrutiny. And that's what objective analysis is, and that's what an objective truth is, and it's what having an individual perspective will allow for you on impulse. And the reason why I say this is because this is what I do. This is what I'm trying to communicate. And this is my purpose of having Individual Perspective Podcast and Individual Perspective TV, where we have our individual perspective channels, where you're going to see our episodes on True Perspective Morning Show, and you're going to see our nighttime perspective, and you're going to have the moments. And this is what we do here. And this is what I'm doing here. I'm solo. I'm doing all the graphics, all the curating of the actual content and everything. I'm doing all that solo, but I'm gonna prove to you guys that I could do the detail work, and I already done it. So it's not about me saying I could do it and proving it to you. Go to my Rumble page, Individual Perspective Podcast. You'll see hundreds of hours of content on there. You can see it in, I have 3 channels on Rumble. Is Individual Perspective Podcast, Individual Perspective Moments, and Individual Perspective Clips. And over here on YouTube, I have Individual Perspective Podcast, where you see everything inside there. So it's not that I don't have hundreds of hours for you to listen to and see if I give good sense or have good communication on what I'm talking about. Also, like I said, if you want to know where I come from and you want to see the vast purpose of me even being a podcaster, you go to Rumble. You go to Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify. You'll see Individual Perspective Podcast content going back to 2015, going back to 2016, 2017. You can see our Life Choice Health and Wealth podcast, and Life Choice Health and Wealth podcast. That's in the 2020 pandemic. Deep into it, we were even analyzing the different stuff that was going on. So trust me when I say I'm here and I can give you guys good content. And obviously, I know I have to prove myself to you guys and show some consistency and everything like that. So that's what I'm here for. But I also need your help, because I'm doing a lot of this solo and everything. I'm literally doing this solo. So I find clips, I set up the software, I set up the links, I do the artwork, I do the thumbnails, I do every single thing. And I'm doing a lot of that stuff solo and stuff, and giving a little bit more than just doing some grab and drop stuff. So that's why you see everything that I do is have its own individual and personal touch to it, because I don't want it to look like it's some grab and drop software, because you guys won't take me serious unless you know that I could do the detailed stuff. And like I told you, I'm a filmmaker. I could do a movie. So doing a movie, TV shows, doing that's real hard work. Doing Photoshop artwork and stuff like that, that's hard work. Doing editing and graphics and everything like that, through graphic softwares, that's hard work. So I'm able to do that, and I'm showing it to you guys in the presentation that I'm showing to hopefully get you guys to support what we're doing here. Okay? Or what I'm doing here. So if you guys can, please support us, Individual Perspective Podcast. And I just wanted to come on and kind of give you guys a thought process of what we're doing and what our goals are for the pretty much through the holiday, and really kicking in high throttle through the beginning of 2025, and make sure that we spend the next 5 to 10 years making unlimited content, where you guys will see thousands of hours worth of content, and hopefully you're here with me through the through the development of what we're doing here. And I think I did some good work here for you guys, and hopefully you guys see this, and I can push through the algorithm and try to find a way to get pushed through the algorithm, and have you guys support us through the work that we're doing here on Individual Perspective Podcast. This is our agenda. Like I said, we're going to have a morning show. It's called True Perspective Morning. We're going to have a nighttime show. It's called Nighttime Perspective. And then we're going to be doing different little clips and episodes and little short episodes and everything. That's our Individual Perspective Moments. We have 3 channels over at Rumble. We have this one Individual Perspective podcast channel over at YouTube. But I am having an issue. They blocked one of my episodes that I did about the View. I guess I was a little bit belligerent about it or something, so they blocked it. So I got to download it and put it over into Rumble in order for it to live. And that's the reason why I didn't want to come over to YouTube. I didn't want to be stifled in my communication. No matter how disgusting the world can get in communication, everybody has a right to communicate whatever they want, whatever they're trying to communicate. I'm trying to see if they spell my name wrong. I think they did. That is terrible. That's terrible. See, guys, I'm messing up my own name. There we go. That is terrible. I think I did a podcast over at Rumble that had to bash my name spelled incorrectly over there, too. It's terrible. 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 But yeah, whatever. Yeah. See what I'm doing for you guys? So let me bring that back up. There we go. See if it comes back up, the graphics. Okay, yep, that's back on. So sorry about that, guys. I had a little misspelling of my own first name, Daris, Daris. So just like Paris, just with a D, y'all. I wanted to kind of come here and just kind of tell you guys what our agenda is, what my promise is to you guys, and how much I really want you guys to help us grow. And it's not that I'm just telling you guys to help us and hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, hit the like button. It's that I'm doing the work too. So you don't have to worry about me not doing shows and everything like that. I really feel that the networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, Walt Disney, Paramount, Warner Brothers, CNN, Fox News, they have did an extremely disservice to us because they have their own biases, and they are not brutally objective. And now the format is to have a Republican or a Democrat, a liberal or conservative bicker and moan at each other and complain at each other, but the anchor never tells you who was telling the truth. What's the information? What's the best way to ingest the information? If you're going to have people coming onto the panel to debate each other, we have to have a person to say who won the debate. And if the anchor person is not going to say that, it leaves it to podcasters like myself to give an objective analysis on the world and the different things that's going on and the stuff that's been communicated and stuff like that. And I feel like that's what I'm here to do, to talk about everyday events, news, politics, society, social dynamics, and everything, theory and all that stuff, the stuff that goes on in my life, what I'm going through, what it takes for me to even build my film business, and the trials and tribulations that I go through. And in the way that I process it in an unmerciful individual perspective, where it's objective and have extreme objectivity to my analysis. And that will kind of give you guys a actual model of my idealism of individual perspective in play, in action. And so you can evaluate it to see is it substantial to you and how you want to think and how you want to empower yourself to communicate and interact and ingest information. So that's what I'm doing with individual perspective. And that's why I'm doing this podcast, and I hope you guys support it. And I just wanted to do this episode to tell you what our agenda, our channel's agenda is: Individual Perspective Podcast, Individual Perspective TV. And from this point, we're only magnifying it up big time. And I'm looking to do like shows on here that ain't got nothing to do with the podcast, and kind of do scripted series and everything. Really build it where you guys can enjoy entertainment and shows and interviews and podcasts and conversations of different stuff, documentary and stuff like that. I have the power and ability to do it, but I'm only one person. So that's where you guys come into play to help me elevate this in a timely fashion, in a way that's valuable to you, because I do feel like if CNN and Fox News and all these podcasters are fighting for their monetization and their political partisan views and stuff like that, you need, even if I'm partisan for my support of Trump, it would never be where I'm not giving a brutal, objective analysis and discussion of it. I'm not going to take his side. I'm not going to favor Trump over what the truth is. I'm going to communicate what it is, so that you can have an evaluation just by what I reported and what I'm communicating, that you would know the truth that's in it, and you could decide that you don't even want to value the truth. You want to be in the opposition. You can have that conversation. You can deal with it on that level if you decide that that's what you want to do. I'm going to give you the objective truth of everything. Things that I favor, even things that make me look bad and that makes me not, that I have to actually check myself. I'm going to do it on this panel. On this platform and on Individual Perspective. And I'm going to give you guys plenty of content. I can do this relentlessly, but I need your support. So if you guys can, hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal. I'm going to put the Vimeo link on there in the description. If you guys can, please support us. Please support me in the endeavor of giving you guys a platform where if you got to watch something 24 hours and it's giving you different news and different communication of what's been going on through the day, that you will be able to one day, out of all the work that we do together with your support, that you will be able to watch it 24 hours nonstop, and you'll be able to see content and constant, logical, objective, and truthful communication given to you guys from me and Individual Perspective TV and Individual Perspective Podcast. So thank you for your guys' time, and that's all I want to say to you guys. I just wanted to kind of bring you on and kind of communicate what our agenda is going forward, what my agenda is going forward. My name is Daris D. McKinney, and this is Individual Perspective Podcast, and I'll see you on the next episode, okay? And look, it's important for us to build going forward. I think this is the future, where we're going to have to be citizen journalists. So the people are going to be what the truth is. Because I think if it wasn't for X, if it wasn't for the communication on YouTube, on Rumble, we wouldn't have known what the truth was in this election. It would have got muzzled. It would have got curated so much where we wouldn't even see what the truth was. And it was because Trump can go to other platforms and communicate that he was able to get his side out. So obviously the media and the big apparatus and the multi-billion-dollar studios and the movie studios supported. Because when I say movie stores support Democrats and Kamala and all that stuff like that, it's not me just saying that to be partisan or a Republican versus a Democrat. It's the truth. MSNBC is Universal Studio. You know what I'm saying? That's a movie studio. They do movies there, but they own MSNBC. They own NBC. Paramount is a movie studio, but they own CBS. You get what I'm saying? CBS News. You get what I'm saying? You know, in the Viacom, they own CBS News, Paramount. You know, those apparatus. Disney owns Hulu and Tubi and 20th Century Fox, and they own ABC News. You know, that's Disney. So, and then they own they own some other like ESPN and all the other stuff. So when you see things, it's coming from the hub. It's coming from the hub. The standards of the news goes all the way up to their boss, Disney, and you'll see that they're doing the same kind of communication with social dynamics and human behavior and all that stuff, and it's staying in the same kind of liberal thought process. And then you got Warner Brothers, they own CNN, and it's stuff like that, and it's just like, you know, Time Warner and all that stuff like that. It's you got to understand that it's just like it's the movie studios that are doing this crazy stuff too, and that's why you get so much a mess with stories in the movies and stuff, that they won't take on some of the hardcore conversations, but they also don't even know how to just be entertaining anymore. So, you know, that's why you're seeing so much political stuff in everything, is because the movie studios own the news. That's their apparatus, and everything that's in the culture of the studios is in the culture of the news. So podcasters, they were supposed to be a relief for this, but they got their own biases too. And it's such the level up culture has integrated so much in podcasting communication that now you have people that have podcasts, and they're supposed to be kind of giving you guys just a dynamic and a perspective on the news and the interactions of what they think about certain things and everything. But they judge the viewer as they're giving that analysis too. And you'll find that they're compromised also, because they somewhat say certain things to you guys so they won't get demonetized, but at the same time gave somewhat of their opinion, but they won't give you the truth that may possibly demonetize them, possibly get the video blocked, or they ban blocked, or strikes against their channel. So you don't get a real analysis on what the truth is, because only truth people can give you the truth. Only people that live by the truth or can communicate the truth, can find a way to communicate the truth under any rules and regulations of any platforms. So that's why I'm doing this, because I feel like I could take on whatever their rules are and everything like that, and give you guys the truth, because the truth is the truth, and it's always can be communicated because it's the truth. So that's what I do over Individual Perspective. I always say my tagline is, when your truth is the objective truth, because it's just what it is. It's just the truth. And that's my fight, to make you be able to personally scrutinize yourself, your mama, your daddy, your siblings, your community, the culture that's around you, the society that's around you, the politicians that's around you. That way you don't lie to yourself. You can always get the truth and honesty and a true objective analysis to yourself. and you will have the utmost respect for yourself, and you use that truthful process to evaluate your life, where you're going, and who's around you, and what the stuff that's coming into your head that you're communicating, you're listening to, and you're communicating. That's what individual perspective is, and that's what the philosophy that I give over here. And I hope I made myself somewhat clear in this episode, because our agenda is, like I said, to do the morning show, is the True Perspective Morning, to do the nighttime show, Nighttime Perspective. And throughout the day, you'll see me do like little clips and episodes, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes long. And those are individual perspective moments. Over at Rumble, we have 3 channels: Individual Perspective Podcast, Individual Perspective Moments, Individual Perspective Clips. And you'll see our content put over there too in the same fashion. And I'm doing like recordings on both platforms, because I just don't trust the journey that whatever I communicate over YouTube, it won't get blocked and muted, where it was a wasted episode. So I got to somewhat find a way to download that, put it over into Rumble. So I decided like I just do both channels and find a way to just, that's a lot of work. I know it is, but hopefully you guys support us and support me in the endeavor of giving Individual Perspective TV, Individual Perspective Podcast, Individual Perspective Persona to you in the best way I can. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of discussions to have. And I got a lot of things I want to communicate to you guys. I'm behind in a lot of stuff that's going on, even in Trump getting his cabinet together and everything. There's a lot of stuff I got to talk to you guys about. So hopefully you guys understand the purpose of this episode, our channel's agenda, because our channel is to give you guys a home that's not where you have to watch CNN or MSNBC or Fox News to get your 24-hour news channel. That we're going to find a way to give you your 24-hour news content and give you different shows and different analysis and different discussions and everything like that, in order to give you plenty of information that's true and objective. And maybe I've given it in my own communication, but it's all truthful analysis, and it's telling you what's going on and what's just the truth of the matter is, and then allowing you to kind of use your head to evaluate how you look at stuff. And yes, I got some hardcore episodes that I've done previously. I use a little profanity. I'm gonna stop doing that. And but it gives you a hard analysis on how I think and what my process is and what's the thought process is. Sometimes I get caught up in how I communicate something because my mind is telling me to articulate it in a way that's favorable to YouTube, favorable to the possible person that may ingest it. But sooner or later, I throw that away, and then I end up deciding to say it how I want to say it. So I do have a little pauses and thought process of how I want to articulate it. But I think I do a good job of articulating what I'm trying to communicate to you guys within this podcast. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So I'll see you for the next episode. My name is Daris D. McKinney, and this is Individual Perspective Podcast. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. And thank you for your time. And we got work to do, y'all. We really got work to do.